What if the chaos in your life isn't random? What if it's your soul's desperate attempt to wake you up? Carl Jung called it the shadow dance, the unconscious game we play, where we attract storms to force our own growths. But here's the secret no one tells you. Freedom begins when you stop fighting the storm and realize you were never the victim. You were the architect. Every choice, every unspoken fear, every step you took or refused to take built the walls you now call your cage. But here's the secret. The same hands that built it can tear it down. To stop fighting isn't to surrender. It's to step into the eye of the storm, where clarity lives. There you see the patterns you've woven, the stories you've told yourself, and the power you've always had to rewrite them. When you embrace this truth, the storm doesn't vanish, but it becomes your teacher, not your tyrant. Imagine this: you're lost in a maze of relationships, always fixing, begging, bleeding for love that leaves you empty. Jung would say this isn't bad luck, it's initiation. Your psyche is engineering these collisions. Why? To force you to confront what you've buried, the pleaser, the martyr, the hero, who's tired of saving everyone but themselves. The drama isn't the problem, it's the alarm clock. Jung warned us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you'll call it fate. Jung believed that the unconscious mind drives much of our behavior, especially the parts we refuse to see. When we're unaware of these hidden drives, we act in ways that feel out of our control, blaming external circumstances or fate for our problems. Making the unconscious conscious means recognizing these hidden patterns, which gives us the power to choose our actions deliberately. Imagine Sarah, who always ends up in relationships with emotionally unavailable partners. She feels like she's cursed to be unloved, blaming it on bad luck or fate. In therapy, she discovers her unconscious fear of intimacy, rooted in childhood abandonment. She's been choosing partners who reinforce this fear because it's familiar, even if painful. By becoming aware of this pattern, Sarah can start choosing healthier relationships, breaking the cycle she thought was fate. Psychological insight. This reflects the concept of repetition compulsion, where people unconsciously recreate painful patterns from their past. The unconscious pushes us towards situations that feel familiar, even if they're harmful, until we bring awareness to the pattern. When you stop reacting emotionally to someone's behavior, it's not because you've become cold or detached. It's because you've recognized and integrated the part of your shadow they were reflecting. This is psychological alchemy, a transformative process where you turn inner conflict into self-awareness and wholeness. By reclaiming your projections, you take back the traits you've projected onto others, owning them as part of yourself. Why this matters in everyday life. The shadow's mirror concept is powerful because it shifts how we view conflict and relationships. Instead of blaming others for our frustrations, we can see them as opportunities to learn about ourselves. This doesn't mean excusing toxic behavior. Those toxic relationships are mirrors. The liar who triggers you reflects your own denied dishonesty. The needy partner mirrors your abandoned inner child. The moment you stop reacting when their words hit you and nothing sticks, that's not numbness, that's alchemy. You've reclaimed your projections. This is where most people run back. The silence feels like death. Jung called it the dark night of the soul. The individuation crisis is a turning point where you face the discomfort of shedding your old identity. The silence refers to the absence of familiar distractions, roles, or dramas that once defined you. This quiet can feel terrifying like death, because it strips away the ego's comforts, leaving you raw and vulnerable. Jung borrowed the term dark night of the soul from mystic traditions to describe this phase of profound inner struggle, where you question who you are and what matters. Many people retreat to avoid this discomfort, clinging to old habits or identities. Your old self clings to the drama because chaos feels like love. But your true self, it whispers, what if peace isn't boring? What if it's power? The old self is the ego-driven identity shaped by external expectations or past coping mechanisms, often addicted to drama, intense emotions, conflicts, or busyness that feels familiar and validating, even if it's unhealthy. This chaos can be mistaken for love or passion because it's intense and engaging. Meanwhile, the true self, the authentic core of who you are, gently suggests that peace, not chaos, is the foundation of true strength and fulfillment. This shift challenges the belief that calm is dull or weak. This reflects attachment theory and how early experiences shape our emotional patterns. People with anxious or disorganized attachment styles may associate love with chaos because it's what they learned in childhood. The true self aligns with what psychologists call self-actualization, where you prioritize inner fulfillment over external validation. The shift to peace requires rewiring deeply ingrained beliefs about what feels normal. The most dangerous thing you can do is outgrow the person you were taught to be. Outgrowing the person you were taught to be. The version of yourself molded by family, culture, or society is dangerous because it threatens the status quo. It risks rejection from those who expect you to stay the same, and it requires courage to face the uncertainty of becoming your authentic self. Yet, this is the essence of individuation, letting go of external expectations to embody your true self. The individuation crisis is a universal experience, though it looks different for everyone. It might show up as a midlife crisis, a career change, or a moment of questioning your values. The paragraph reminds us that this crisis, while painful, is a gateway to authenticity. The danger of outgrowing your old self is also the path to freedom, living as your true self rather than a version dictated by others. So how to face this? Embrace the silence. When you feel lost or empty, sit with the discomfort. Journal about what scares you, or try meditation to listen to your true self's quiet voice. The individuation crisis is a transformative ordeal, not a failure. The silence that feels like death is actually a space for rebirth. The chaos that feels like love is often the trap keeping you from your true self. And the danger of outgrowing who you were taught to be is the courage to live authentically. Through examples like Maya, James, Priya, and Tom, we see how this crisis plays out in real life, challenging but ultimately liberating. By facing the dark night and choosing peace over chaos, you don't just survive the crisis, you harness its power to become who you were always meant to be. Detachment isn't coldness, it's sacred self-preservation. Jung said individuation requires killing who you were to birth who you are. You'll know you're free when their noise sounds like background static and your silence roars. So tell me in the comments, what's one drama pattern your soul is ready to graduate from? Tag a friend who needs this reminder. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, not just for videos but for the revolution happening inside you. And remember, the most profound journey isn't outward, it's downward, into the depths, into you.